Everyone, welcome to my channel Concept Tech 2018. I am Dr. Sunanda Manke, and this is the video series on online laboratory for electronics engineering students. This is part 2 in this series, in which we are going to discuss the connection details. That is, we'll discuss how DC supply is connected, how the circuit is mounted on the breadboard, how the connections are made on the breadboard, how function generator and CRO is connected. We'll also discuss how the measurement is done using CRO in this particular video. We'll start with the DC supply connection. This is dual output DC regulated power supply as discussed in the last part also. In this is the on off switch, which is used to switch on and off the power supply. Uh, Although we are discussing this particular supply, but the connections are more or less same in any of the DC supply you are using in your lab. It's a dual DC supply, so we'll have two DC outputs. This is DC output 1, this is DC output 2. Then in this supply we need to do the voltage settings. That is, we set the voltage. As you can observe, it varies from 0 to 30 volts. So we will do the setting as per the requirement of the circuit through these two switches, coarse and fine, and the settings which we are doing will be displayed on this voltage 1 display. Then this display will display the current which is drawn when you connect this supply to the circuit. Same is with voltage 2, that is DC supply 2 settings. Will set the voltage levels. We can observe the voltage here and we can observe the current values here on this display. Then additionally we have a tracking switch. This switch basically is used when we are using two supplies on the same circuit. In this tracking mode, the DC supply 2 tracks DC supply 1. So both the voltages have the same value. We just need to do adjustment or settings on voltage setting 1 knob, and automatically the voltage setting a DC supply 2 is adjusted. Plus the ground also gets internally shorted. Now we'll see how op-amp dual supply connection is made with this supply. This is the op-amp shown. It has two supplies, one negative supply on pin number 4 as you can see, and positive supply on pin number 7. So how DC supply is connected to this particular IC that you can see here. What we do here is we connect the negative of the first DC supply to the positive of the second DC supply, and this gives us the ground point. Then positive of the first DC supply gives us positive voltage, and negative of or the black lead of the second DC supply gives us the negative voltage. Then we'll put the tracking switch on the tracking mode so that both the positive and negative supply have the same voltage. You can observe it practically. Here we are connecting negative of the first supply to the positive of the second supply, and this gives us the ground connection, which is this black wire now. The positive of the first supply, red wire, is the positive voltage, and negative of the second supply, that is the black one, is the negative voltage. Now coming to the CRO connection, you can observe here, this is the CRO. Now you can have any type and any make CRO. We'll here discuss the general functioning of the knobs and switches which are commonly used in the lab. First of all, we have this on-off switch. Then in all CROs, we have the display. The display is having grids. All the labs have dual trace oscilloscope so that two inputs can be simultaneously connected to the CRO and displayed on the CRO. So this is the input 1. This is where we'll connect the input 1. This is where we'll connect input 2. Then this is the volts per division knob. This basically tells us the value of one division on the display for input 1. Similarly, it is for the channel 2. Then we have times per division knob. This gives us the horizontal measurement. So horizontally one division value is set with the help of this particular knob. Vertical values we can measure the voltage, and with the help of horizontal values we measure the time and the frequency. This is how the cable is connected. It is a BNC to open cable. So we'll connect this cable to input 1 and input 2. The black is the ground as discussed earlier, and red is the signal connection. So this will be connected to your circuit under test. Coming to the function generator, the function of the function generator is to give you output waveform. CRO displays the waveform and function generator gives the waveform to the circuit, right? It generates the waveform. In function generator we of course have an on off switch. Then we need to set the waveform, because this function generator is offering triangular, square, sinusoidal and DC waveform. So we'll set it as per our requirement. So first of all we set the shape of the waveform, then we set the frequency of the waveform, which is desired frequency to be connected, and lastly we set the amplitude of the waveform. Then there are two outputs mentioned here, but this is the knob from where we'll take the output to be connected to the circuit, and again we'll use a BNC to open connection for connecting it to the circuit. Red is the signal and black is the ground point of the waveform. Now we'll discuss how measurements are done using CRO and how function generator output can be observed on the CRO. Here the function generator is switched on and connected to CRO, and the waveform can be observed on the CRO. The amplitude is changed from function generator and observed on the CRO. The frequency also can be changed from the function generator, you can see here, and it is observed on the CRO. Frequency is horizontal variation, amplitude is vertical variation. The times per division setting is 50 microseconds and volts per division setting is 2 volts. Horizontally we can measure the frequency. Now the setting of the amplitude is 2 volts and the waveform is taking 2 divisions, which is set from the function generator. That means the voltage obtained or set is 4 volts, right? Now if I change the setting to 1 volts, now the waveform is taking 4 divisions, again the reading is 4 volts. If I change it to 5 volts, then the waveform takes less than 1 division, it takes approximately 0.8 division, again it is 4 volts. So CRO is just measuring the amplitude. Now if I change the frequency and set it to 1 kilohertz, the times per division value is 500 microseconds, and the one cycle of the waveform is taking 2 divisions here. You can observe here. Thus 2 division multiplied by 500 microsecond is 1000 microsecond, that is 1 kilohertz. Coming to the breadboard connection, you can observe here, this is the breadboard. All the circuit to be tested is mounted on this board, and this board is having number of holes, right? So this line, the holes are horizontally short, right? Similarly the line above, here the holes are horizontally short as well, and normally these horizontal shorts are used for power and ground connection. We can have power on the upper side and ground on the lower side. So all power connections are connected to the upper block, and the ground can be connected to the lower block. The middle two blocks, basically it is divided into 4 blocks. So middle 2 blocks, they are vertically short, this block as well as this block, but they are independent of each other, they are not shorted with each other. So we have these vertical holes, they are vertically short, and horizontal shorts as mentioned in the breadboard. Now let's see how the connections are made on the breadboard. This is the IC which is to be connected on the breadboard. It is put this way so that the pins are not short with each other, right? So it's a 8 pin IC. So we have pin number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8. Now suppose I want to connect a resistance to pin number 2. So I'll put on the vertical line of pin number 2 this resistance. The other end of the resistance is connected to give some input to it. So I'll connect a wire to the other end of the resistance. Now input can be given through that resistance to this IC. If I want to connect one more resistance between say pin number 2 and pin number 6, then I'll just put it pin number 6 all vertical holes. I can put resistance in any of the holes available. So we do connection this way. This is the complete circuit made on the breadboard. I hope you have understood all the connections which are made with the instruments and how the connections are made on the breadboard. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe my channel Concept Tech 2018 for more such videos, and keep watching this series to know more about the electronic laboratory experiment.